the PL form, he spoke. Dever is a plague. So the way that these Semitic languages work, these Akkadian, Arabic, Hebrew, Aramaic, Syriac, they have a triconsonantal root. That's how these things generally work. So the 3 consonants per word, and they adjust the vowels in order to make in order to change the meaning of the word. Now, oftentimes there's something consistent about the different words. For example, davar, to speak, or a word, something spoken. Those are all things that have to do with dalet beit resh. But they are different vowel points. What I would suggest is, as you do this, really take some time and learn Hebrew. I know I mentioned this to you. I've got a Learning Biblical Hebrew video series on our channel, Digital Hammurabi. And for anybody else that's out there wanting to learn Hebrew, particularly now that we're talking about this really cool Hebrew stuff, it's free, and you have access to me to ask questions, whatever. And of course, there are lots of people that teach Hebrew, I'm sure. But just be careful. Again, I don't want to squash anything that you're doing here, because I think it's actually really important that we have people that have a strong drive. But just be careful, because there is a reason that we translate the way that we do. There is a reason that we use different vowel points. We use different vowels with these different roots, because, for example, in the passage that you're talking about, it wouldn't actually make any sense to say horn, because it would require the plural form. You would have to have karanim. Where here it's just karan, it's kof, resh, nun. So it wouldn't fit the context. But I see what you're doing, and I understand it, and I applaud you. But just do the due diligence that I know a Marine would do, and learn the language, because I think when you do it, you might leave some ideas behind, but I suspect that you will find a lot more that you can actually really, with your tenacity and your drive, you can probably really grapple with and make some real headway for you and for all of us. Sorry, that's my spiel.
Maybe he only had one horn.
Can I ask you a question on that, on the Hebrew real quick? Because I'm always curious about this, and I never quite understood the distinction between the Hebrew and like the Ashkenazi Yiddish versions of things. What is the Yiddish? What actually is the distinction between Yiddish and like Hebrew? Because my mom would teach me, like trying to teach me like a little bit of Yiddish would be like a Kepler would be like head, right? But Mazel Tov is Hebrew, but they're always related to each other. But I don't know the distinction.
Yeah, I mean, Yiddish, I'm not a Yiddish expert now, but it's an amalgamation of a dialect of German, as I understand it.
I thought Yiddish is when you get like scared or spooked.
Yes.
Yeah, Yiddish is a language, but
that too.
It's spooked? What does that mean? What is spooked? I don't know what that means.
I know don't be so Yiddish.
Slavic
you know what I mean? Like somebody jumps to don't be so Yiddish.
That's the Jewish version of being scared. Gotcha. Yeah.
Interesting.
You guys at home got that. I know you did.
One person in live chat laugh.
Good. That's all I need. Just one.
It's at one. This one.
Well, this was fantastic. I love this. I think that I would love, if you're somebody out there that is actively in Lord Rayel's congregation, please come on, because I have so many questions. I have more questions than I normally do with our.
This answered nothing. This was great.
This was a great introduction to, I think, what a broader question that needs to be asked is, what does it take to get someone to believe this level of I don't even know what to call it.
Bizarreness?
Not good enough. Bizarre's closer. Bullshit. There we go. Bullshit.
There we go. Okay.
That's the Hebrew word.
So
bullshit in Hebrew.
Right. Oy vey. So I'm going to let you guys take the opportunity to make any last minute thoughts that you have. If you have, I know Digital Hammurabi does, plug your channels, your social media, where people can, if they want to find out more about you, follow you, ask you questions, all that stuff, if you're interested. So, Michael, we'll start with you.
Well, I don't have any questions, but I'm actually glad you guys brought me onto the show. I think I actually have learned a lot. And I'm definitely going to take your advice, Josh, about learning more Hebrew. Definitely is my goal. Uh, for me, in my personal opinion, I don't think anybody should even consider writing a Bible or making one unless they have an understanding of those languages. So I do want to learn them. And of course, everyone's opinions here were pretty awesome. Just thought I'd share that.
All right, we're gonna have to bring you back. I like you, Michael. All right.
Yeah, this was good. You're a cool guy. I enjoyed this. Thank you.
That's off.
Semper Fi.
I have one question before we get to Dr. Bowen.
And thank you for your service, by the way. Nobody's thanked him for his service.
Yes, thank you for your service. But where are you?
Thank you.
And you can just, like, if you don't want to answer, that's fine too. But I'm just curious, in dealing with all of this, being in the middle of the cults and seeing what all goes on and seeing the absolute deception, where are you in terms of like faith now? Are you actually are you looking, like, what are you trying to find there? And maybe this will be a good one to bring you back on later on down the road, but just kind of give us a preview of where you are in that space now.
Well, to start off, I actually, a year ago, I left home just so that I can start this journey. I was specifically on a quest to figure out what is the truth, and are Christians insane, or are they actually believing in the truth? So I've been on this journey for literally about a year now, and not even a month ago, I was no longer a Christian, but I still wanted to study the Bible. But after seeing all the corruptions in it, and after seeing the deceptions from my pastor and from Lord Rayel and his congregation, I thought, enough's enough. Let's create a real Bible. Let's go to the source, because no Bible translators we have access to hundreds of manuscripts, all the Dead Sea Scrolls. We have the Septuagint. We have so many manuscripts, but no one wants to compile them all together into a single Bible yet. I would like to learn what would be the original meaning of these words when someone does that. So currently that's where I'm on right now.
So once you get it completed, you'll be a cult leader. So we've actually had a cult leader before they became a cult leader. This is fantastic. Somebody in the live chat actually had a really good suggestion, and I think we should do this, Steve. Somebody in the live chat suggested having Michael back with Dr. Jones, and I think that would be a great
I'm okay with that. That'd be cool. I mean, Dr. Jones has said he's going to be freed up sometime this month or so I'll reach out to him again.
Cool. All right, Dr. Bowen, the one half of Digital Hammurabi. We should get the other half in so we can say hello.
Yeah.
Where's
the other half we like better? No, I'm just kidding.
The better half.
She's actually in the live chat. She's enjoying this as well.
Oh yeah, get in here, Meg. I was going to think of a clever name, but it didn't come to me in time. That's the part about live shows. If you get this one window, and if you don't hit it, you have to back off.
There she is.
Hi. Now here's your dose of cuteness for today, world. Oh, and there's your dose of fat material for later. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about your channel and put it out there so that people can go and subscribe.
Well, we are Digital Hammurabi. This is Megan, Dr. Josh, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we try to bring the ancient Near East to people that don't have the psychosis that we have.
That leads us to spend a decade plus in university.
Indeed. So Megan works primarily in Sumerian and Akkadian royal inscriptions from the 3rd and 2nd millennia, which is amazing. And I think
that's a very generous assessment of royal inscriptions.
You're really hot, so. So it's befitting.
You're going over the limit, okay?
And my glucose level's going up right now, okay? That's how
I just got diabetes.
I'm telling you. Gonna need some insulin.
I wrote my dissertation on Sumerian literary and liturgical texts, and from the 2nd millennium, and of course I do a lot of work in Hebrew and Sumerian and Akkadian, blah blah blah. Okay, so Our channel, Digital Hammurabi, is
the best channel in the whole world.
I'm teaching a Sumerian grammar
it's
class.
at least the second best channel in the whole world.
It's got potential.
Indeed. Well, you guys created it, so
no, you guys created it.
We're like the midwives. You guys gave birth to your channel. We were just the midwife that kind of facilitated it.
We held it and like bounced it around and said, "Oh, you're so cute. You're going to be great," and then sent you on your way.
Indeed. Well, we appreciate it. But sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was just going to say I really appreciate Michael coming on here and spending the time to talk about some I think kind of personal things and taking some of my advice and if there's any way that I can help in your Hebrew journey, please let me know, or any other ancient languages that you want to learn. I'd love to help. But thank you guys very much for having us on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Steve, any super chats?
I think we just have one, and it is from Fostering Atheism for $5.
You have a couple.
I'm refreshing. I have two. Okay. Fostering Atheism. Steve needs new socks. This is true. I'm actually barefoot right now. It's actually kind of hot in here, so actually I am barefoot. Thank you. I do need new socks. Michael Werble, $5. Chicago, Rayel, Elwood Blues, A Mission from God. Coincidence?
Ooh, wow.
Not. We're going to look for patterns in everything now. Let's just do that.
Well, Mother Megan, full of grace. How many Hail Megans must we say this week? Since Dr. Bowen is the Messiah. Actually, Joshua Christ is now your new name. We can drop Dr. Bowen, Joshua Christ.
I like that. The godless iron was more than a meme.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
He's not godless anymore. He has you, right?
And
there's gods in here.
We will see you back here tomorrow for what do we have tomorrow? Oh, yes, Mind Readers. Jonathan Pritchard, who used to be a mentalist, he is now what he does is he teaches people how not to get kind of caught up in those kind of scams. So he's going to actually cold read us and then go through how people do that. It's going to be fascinating. So check us out for that. And we're going to leave you, instead of me saying something very witty and life altering, a quote that you keep like I do every time we close out this show, we're going to let our good friend, the Godless Iowan, make a statement for us and show our appreciation to Josh Christ. So without further ado.
Brilliant. You guys did.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's not
that look
bad.
is faffable. I gotta admit, that is a faffable look right there.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Non sequitur. Your facts are uncoordinated.